Mm. Mm. What's happening? What is happening?
The start of 2025 comes with growing outrage over the death of a Black inmate, Robert Brooks, in a New York State prison, who was brutally beaten by more than a dozen primarily white correctional officers. Many advocates have expressed concerns that what they have
What's happening? What it do? Roger Wood in the building. Jacob Mullins, Rogue Nation. DG. Said them violent whites again, huh? What's popping? Yeah, hit the like button, man. Support the channel, man. Support the channel, man. Uh, what's cracking? What's cracking, everybody? How's everybody doing, man?
Hey, I'm Angelo Pinto, and welcome to Let It Rip. We're coming to you from the CUNY TV studios in the shadow of the Empire State Building in New York City. The start of 2025 comes with growing outrage over the death of a Black inmate, Robert Brooks, in a New York State prison, who was brutally beaten by more than a dozen primarily white correctional officers. Many advocates have expressed concerns that what they have witnessed on the released body cam footage was a modern-day lynching. This tragedy raises concerns of a larger culture of violence within the correctional system. While Governor Kathy Hochul has moved swiftly to try to contain the fallout from the death of Mr. Robert Brooks by ordering the firing of the 14 prison workers, many have noted that Governor fell short of calling for the immediate arrest of the prison workers, sparking grounds for the lack of true accountability. Attorney General Tish James, whose office released the body cam footage and was investigating the incident in a shocking turn of events, has now recused herself, citing a conflict of interest. The Attorney General, who usually investigates the death of people who die in police custody, stated lawyers in her office were already representing 4 of the officers under investigation. Some of the guards have also been involved in previous cases of brutality lawsuits by other inmates. Now, here to share their thoughts on the tragic death of Robert Brooks and the needed steps for true prison reform is New York Assembly member Khalil Anderson, former NYPD officer and whistleblower Edwin Raymond, hip-hop social activist and co-founder of Until Freedom, Myson Lennon, and joining us virtually is the father of Robert Brooks, Robert Ricks. I'm Angelo Pinto, and this is Let It Rip. Mr. Ricks, we're going to start with you. So by this time, many folks have seen the video of your son, Robert Brooks, being fatally assaulted by correctional staff. Take us back to when you first saw the video and the feelings you had after watching it.
Disbelief, hurt, pain, sad, anger, at some point it even elevated to rage. I mean, it's really undescribable after having somebody in your life for 43 years and then just to look up one day and know that they're gone. And as a father, you're unable to protect them. You know, you're unable to do anything or act in any way to protect them or to prevent this from happening. It's a gambit of different feelings. And I don't think that I've even began to scratch the surface of the things that I'm going to feel. I mean, I break out in tears randomly. I was having a meeting with my staff earlier today and just broke out in tears. It's painful. It's a real painful situation.
Khalil, the Black, Latino, and Asian Caucus has since issued a statement about the incident of
the what? The what?
Khalil, the Black, Latino, and Asian Caucus has since issued a statement
The what caucus? What kind of caucus?
The Black, Latino, and Asian Caucus has since issued a statement about the incident of Robert Brooks being murdered. What are your thoughts on the statement, and what do you think should happen with the officers?
Yeah, thank you so much, Angelo. And I think with the statement, in addition to what we released as the Black Legislative Task Force, is in line with where we need to move. One, there needs to be swift accountability, prosecution of those officers who killed this man. But I would take it a step further and say that we need to move to close Marcy Correctional Facilities so that we can send a message to the other 41 prisons that exist here in the state of New York that this type of behavior will not be accepted or tolerated.
Do you think closing Marcy would send a message that possibly other facilities should close that have similar activities happening?
Well, I'll say this. Assemblymember Eddie Gibbs, who is the first ever formally incarcerated elected official in our state, is leading on this issue. So I'm definitely following his lead. And I do think personally that it would send a message to the other facilities that this type of behavior is not okay. And we've also given the governor additional authority through the budget a year or two ago to close more facilities. So I think this would help send that message.
So close the entire facility because one nigga who stabbed a woman 12 times, who was locked up for stabbing a woman 12 times, got beat to death by some correction officers. Close the whole facility to send a message to the other facilities.
Do you think that Governor Hochul will do so? Do you think it's something that she thinks is viable or even wise in this moment?
No, I think that she'll have to be pushed, though. And I'm prepared to do that, as well as members of the caucus and members.
You ain't got nothing better to do, nigga. Nigga. You ain't got nothing better to do. You ain't got no higher calling, nigga. You ain't got no higher calling, nigga. You ain't got nothing better to do. This your calling, nigga.
Members of the Black Task Force are looking at it strongly, and some are going to push, and some are looking at it strongly. But she has to be pushed to close this facility.
So, my son, you've been formerly incarcerated. You spent 7 years incarcerated in New York State facilities. Is what
For robbing a cab driver, robbing 2 cab drivers for like $20. He got like $20 for robbing 2 cab drivers. Right while he had a hot song on the mix, he had a hot song. What's that song? My son is the truth. The truth is my son is the truth, and you can't handle the truth. And during that time, while he was waiting to get a record deal, he robbed 2 cab drivers for like $20. He got caught and got ended up doing 7 years in prison. How the fuck we gonna reform that?
you saw in the video with Robert Brooks something that you've seen take place before? How often does this occur, or is this a one-time incident that we may not see again?
Well, unfortunately, this is not a one-time isolated incident. These situations occur frequently in facilities such as Marcy facility. I've witnessed officers abuse power. I've witnessed them abuse prisoners just for disagreements or just because they could. I say it all the time, all officers are not bad, but there are a small level of them who are, and they make it bad for the rest of them. And hopefully, as we look at these situations, we start to study and see, because a lot of the inmates who are being beat, you don't hear their voices. They don't get to speak out. It's pretty much like a kangaroo court inside of the system, and we don't actually get to hear their voices. We got our opportunity to see what happened to Robert Brooks because we seen the video. What about the ones we don't hear?
Mm-hmm. Mr. Ricks, I want to come back to you for a moment. You got to hear what Governor Hochul said should happen, which was the firing of the officers involved. What do you think about her response, and what would you like to see happen?
I think her response was typical. I think that it's a politician thing. I definitely would like to see the officers prosecuted to the full extent of the law. They murdered my son, so I think they should be charged with murder. And I think that they should be given one of the football numbers that they give our children when they do such a crime. That's what I think should happen. But I also know that Frederick Douglass said, power concedes nothing without a demand. And if we don't demand it, as a people, it's not going to happen. They're going to do what they do. They're going to sweep it under the rug and hoping that we stop marching, we stop talking, we stop demanding.
Yep. Thank you, Mr. Brooks. Edwin, I want to turn to you for a moment. You're a former NYPD officer and also a whistleblower with respect to some of the things that you witnessed firsthand in the NYPD. Tell us a little bit about the culture of policing. Correction officers are also law enforcement. What are your thoughts about the culture of policing? And did what you witnessed in the video remind you of some of what you experienced as an NYPD officer as well?
Yeah, first, thanks for having this important dialogue. My years in the NYPD, I did 15 years before I retired. Even before I got there, we know policing has always had its issues. And corrections is essentially the baby brother of policing. So the law enforcement umbrella that it all falls under, when it comes to certain marginalized communities, people have been treated detrimentally. So unfortunately, it's not surprising when we see some of the issues happening in the correctional facilities. We have a lot more work to do. We incrementally get our victories, but recent events show that we have a lot more work to do.
You blew the whistle on some of the things you saw in the NYPD. You received some backlash for it. How viable do you think it is for other law enforcement folks to stand up against the culture, to stand up against some of the criminal behavior that happens there?
I mean, I refer to them as a justice-minded law enforcement. It's important. See, whistleblowers do two very important things. One, we confirm what's speculated, right? But the second thing is we let you know where to look that you didn't even know to look. We let you know things that you wouldn't even know to ask for. So I think as a society, we should do more to create the proper safe havens for whistleblowers, because if it wasn't career suicide to speak out, I think we would have a lot more law enforcement, justice-minded law enforcement, taking that risk. We have to make it less risky so they're not potentially burning their careers to do the right thing.
Khalil, so we saw the response from Governor Hochul, and now we see the response from AG James kind of recusing herself from the particular case. What are your thoughts on that? And do you think that hinders the opportunity for us to get some real accountability around the issue?
Yeah, initially I was shocked because I've worked with the Office of Special Investigations before with on a killing of an individual in my district in December of 2023. So initially I was shocked. I was like, is this happening again? But now I understand that there are some elements of it that need to be removed from this. And the biggest elephant in the room that has to be changed is qualified immunity. If we eliminate qualified immunity, which is the undue protection of state workers, in this case, police officers are state workers, state police, correctional officers, et cetera, shouldn't have to be represented by the Attorney General. There should be another mechanism that allows them to get representation that doesn't cost us the money. Every time there's a lawsuit against an officer who does the wrong thing, you're paying for it.
Right.
Every time that there's a training cost that comes with an officer discipline, you're paying for it. These are things that officers have to be held accountable for when they pick up that shield.
That's certainly.
Damn, he don't want awful police officers to have qualified immunity. God damn. God damn.
Said the outrage did not peak.
A former New York elected official is sharing painful new details about the time he served behind bars before his conviction was overturned. Former Queens Councilman Reuben Wills told the I-Team's Melissa Russo he felt compelled to come forward after seeing video of a deadly beating by certain upstate correction officers.
I cried when I watched that tape. All of that, all of the breathing exercises, all of the meditation, everything was gone. I just fell apart. I actually had to go take medication for a trauma that I thought was over.
Former city councilman Reuben Wills says he was distraught when he saw body cam footage from New York State's Marcy prison, a merciless attack on a defenseless prisoner, Robert Brooks, shackled and handcuffed as correction officers beat him before he died.
What changed for you when you saw the video of what happened to Mr. Brooks?
My state of mind changed. It wasn't just the brutality. It was because I remembered some of those officers.
Wills says some officers on the tape tormented him while he was serving time at Marcy back in 2017, before his conviction for misusing public funds was reversed and the case against him dismissed.
There was one group that took particular joy in hurting people.
And were those some of the same correction officers that you saw in that video?
Absolutely.
Wills says he remembers the faces but does not know their names.
How prevalent were the beatings by these correction officers?
Regular basis.
Wills says that's why the officers he's describing were known as the hands-on crew. He says when he questioned their actions, they would respond either with racism.
Every N-word in here thinks he's a prison lawyer.
Or with threats to kill him.
I would never be found. They would just put me in the back of the prison in the ground. My family wouldn't know for months that, I was gone.
He says 2 officers also taunted him to kill himself after he was placed in a punitive solitary-style cell called the Shoe. He says they called it suicide watch, but he had insisted he was not suicidal.
They said, well, this is where we take everybody for punishment. I said, but suicide watch is not a punishment. They put me in that cell. They were coming and kicking the door. Like, like slamming against the door all night long, telling me to kill myself. They would open a thing up and they put a picture up against the door of me hanging myself. And then they would like keep coming and saying, "Is he dead yet?
Did you kill yourself yet? What's taking so long?"
Several years ago, after Wills was released, he produced a series of animated reenactments, which he says represent his version of encounters with correction officers.
Oh, so you want to report something, boy? We'll give you a whole bunch to report.
During his time at Marcy,
Yo, this like the Mississippi in the 1870s or New York City in 2020s. That's crazy, man. Take the $7 challenge, man. Support the channel. Take the $7 challenge. Via PayPal, Cash App, or the Super Chat. Support the channel, guys. Oh, this is crazy.
Wills was in a wheelchair, and he says he created these reenactments in part to reflect his version of how he ended up in that wheelchair during a rough van ride on Rikers Island.
He cried and pleaded for help.
In 2018, Wills sued the city for $10 million. The city's correction and law departments declined to comment. At Marcy, multiple investigations now underway. Governor Kathy Hochul visited the prison last month and demanded the termination of 14 officers, calling the incident sickening. But Hochul said most correction officers do extraordinary work in difficult circumstances.
There are a lot of really, really good corrections officers, and some of them actually came to my aid.
He says several officers at Marcy urged him to use his political connections to publicize what goes on there, but not until he was out.
Then expose all that happens behind these closed walls.
This is exactly what they told me. Please come back so you can fix what goes on here. They said, because we don't like doing what has to be done here.
Back home in Southeast Queens in 2021, Wills posted those reenactments online and advocated in Albany, but he said the outrage did not peak until Brooks died.
I started feeling a guilt that maybe if I did more, it would have prevented his death.
But there were other warnings. In 2022, the Correctional Association of New York, with legal authority to monitor conditions at Marcy, reported rampant abuse, retaliation, and assault by staff, as well as some of the specific concerns Wills had raised: racial abuse, references to a hands-on facility, and misuse of punitive.
So these are the issues that Black people are fighting, man. Prison. The conditions inside of the prison is a huge issue for Black people, man. The conditions inside of the prison. Not going to the prison. We've already surrendered that. We've already surrendered that you niggas is going to prison. But when they get there, man, can you make it a little bit nicer? You know, we not gonna stop doing the shit that get us in prison, but we need you to turn prison into Club Med. Please turn prison into Club Med, white man. Oh, white man, please turn prison into Club Med.
Are Black musicians genetically better than white musicians? Get me in trouble.
Not better, but they play different. White musicians seem to lag behind the beat. You know, I don't know why.
Does Black musicians hurt more?
What do you mean hurt more?
I mean, is it?
It's not that cliche.
I mean, it's not that easy to say that because you came out of slavery, you play on the beat.
I had nothing to do with it.
All right.
I told a student teacher of mine like that in Juilliard. She started talking about, well, you know, black people would despondent at night, and they say that's where the blues came from. So I raised my hand. I said, listen, my father's rich, my mama's good looking, right? And I can play the blues.
Are black musicians genetically?
Still in weed wild, still in weed wild. It's your boy Wild Bill, and we back with another Still tutorial. Y'all already know what the fuck going on. It's bow time. Fuck you, man. I came to Bojangles, man, to do my DoorDash. What the fuck? I know goddamn well these motherfuckers ain't deactivated my page. I'm almost positive it's because of that Valentine's Day meal. You really can't even play with folk like that. That boy got my shit out of there. But it is what it is, man. I'm finna sit on back. I see a meal already loaded in the chamber on deck. I'ma take that boy, because it look like a family meal. It look like everything is in this motherfucker. So I'm gonna grab that shit and head on out, my boy. Slow feet don't eat that, man. Ooh, that was a close call. She just wanted the tea. You can have that. Now it's time for me to get on up out of here and head to the house and see what type of mystery meal I got, goddamn, because this one is loaded potatoes, baby. Yeah, they got the mac and cheese with the Cajun rice on the side. Whoever shit these was big as hell. They got every side. Hey, y'all like and share my videos to raise a word. Still in weed.
Look at how resourceful them Indians is, man. Look how resourceful them melanated Indians are, man. It's some resourceful motherfuckers.
The real problem is white people. They don't understand us, and they don't want to understand us.
You should tell it to my mother. Her mother's white.
And to my ex-wife.
His ex-wife is white.
Oh, that's wonderful. I have a cousin like that. I wasn't talking about your mother, Freddie.
Well, who were you talking about? Every other single white person except for my mother? I guess that white people don't have the monopoly on bigotry, do they, Lee?
Look, if we had strong black leaders, none of this would have happened.
We do have strong black leaders. Maxine Waters, Jesse Jackson, Brother Malcolm.
Man, you need to check an obituary column. Malcolm died in...
Into the ballot box.
I am tired of voting for the lesser of two evils, Whitley.
When did you vote? Huh?
Yeah.
The last time we held an election, you were what, all about 14 years old?
Be that as it may.
Sister, you need to vote.
Listen to this man.
We need to command the respect of all political parties.
Hey now.
That's why I am a card-carrying member of the Republican Party.
Republican?
Oh, you know that right. Come on. You see, there's no use in influencing folks who aren't going to be in office. So while y'all are on the Titanic with those Democrats, I'm voting for the winning ticket.
The real problem is white people. They don't understand.
The young man that I'm going to introduce to you is a gentleman that should be a sensation. In fact, I know he'll be a sensation, and he should be an inspiration to us all.
Black History Month, y'all. Black History Month. We celebrating Black History Month here, man. Hit the like button, man. Take the $7 challenge in honor of Black History Month.
Introducing at this time, Crip Hurd. Take it away, Crip.
This is supposed to be the guy that invented the Crip Walk. Henry Crip Hurd. This is called the Crip Hop and is allegedly later adapted to the Crip Walk.
that I'm going to introduce to you.
Why y'all saying that is CGI? This ain't no damn CGI. This is Crip Herd, man. Crip Herd, man. He's a real person, man. This is not CGI, man. This guy's a real guy. He really existed. Crip Herd. He allegedly invented the Crip Walk.
The gentleman, it should be a sensation.
Black history, man. White people can't tell us we can't do the Crip Walk. That's our culture, man. The Crip Walk is part of our culture. This is real shit, man. The Crip Walk. Wow.
And they both passed away because of it.
Recent witnesses say the sisters, along with their mother, went into that beauty supply store to confront worker there. Now 2 people are dead. After 3 people went inside the store Wednesday, but only 1 came out. Hot Springs police confirmed 19-year-old Mernea Myers and her sister, 22-year-old Monteria Myers, and their mother went into Simply Unique Hair Beauty Supply to confront one of the workers. They got in a fight with that employee. Witnesses say the worker was badly beaten, grabbed a gun, and shot at the women. One sister died at the scene, the other died at the hospital. Their mother got in a black car and drove off. A shooter was taken in for questioning but not arrested. Now those in the area say they worry about retaliation and are keeping quiet. They say the beauty shop worker and the owner have left the city for safety.
The 2 girls were attempting to retreat, but the beauty shop worker discharged at them from the back. Police found her actions justified. What do you think about what their mother did and who's the real victim? This mother took both of her daughters to fight with her, and they both passed away because of it.
Recent witnesses say the sisters, along with their mother, went into that beauty supply store to confront worker there. Now 2 people are dead. After 3 people went inside the store Wednesday, but only 1 came out. Hot Springs police confirmed 19-year-old Mernea Myers and her sister, 22-year-old Monteria Myers, and their mother went into Simply Unique Hair Beauty Supply to confront one of the workers. They got in a fight with that employee. Witnesses say the worker was badly beaten, grabbed a gun, and shot at the women. One sister died at the scene, the other died at the hospital. Their mother got in a black car and drove off. A shooter was taken in for questioning but not arrested. Now those in the area say they worry about retaliation and are keeping quiet. They say the beauty shop worker and the owner have left the city for safety.
The 2 girls were attempting to retreat, but the beauty shop worker discharged at them from the back. Police found her actions justified. What do you think about what their mother did and who?
Oh, God. Black History Month, y'all. Let's celebrate, man.
Three canned food stamps. So what? I get all kind of snacks while I'm sitting here chilling or whatever, paying no bills. No bills. I'm on government assistance. My son back there with his snacks. Government assistance, 3 canned food. Okay, y'all just mad because I get 3 canned food stamps. So what? I get all kind of snacks while I'm sitting here chilling or whatever, paying no bills. No bills. I'm on government assistance. My son back there with his snacks. Government assistance, 3 canned food. Okay, y'all just mad because I get 3.
Oh.
Oh well. Can I have more lobster or not?
You can have more lobster once you've completed these, sir.
I have to eat all this first. To be clear, the rules are that I have to finish a plate before I go back to the buffet.
For the lobsters, yes. We have a sign right over there.
It says one per plate.
Yes.
It doesn't say you have to eat the plate before you come back, though.
What was that?
I wasn't even talking to you. Who are you? Who are you? I wasn't talking to you.
Sir, will you just please?
No, sir, I was just taking a picture.
You're not supposed to be back here. You're not supposed to be back here. You're not supposed to be back here. Please.
Appreciate you, boss. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Oh well. Can I have more lobster or not?
You can have more lobster once you've completed these, sir.
I have to eat all this first. To be clear, the rules are that I have to finish a plate before I go back to the buffet.
For the lobsters, yes. We have a sign right over there.
It says one per plate.
Yes.
It doesn't say you have to eat the plate before you come back, though.
What was that?
I wasn't even talking to you. Who are you? Who are you? I wasn't talking to you.
Sir, will you just please?
No, sir, I was just taking a picture.
You're not supposed to.
Oh, this guy's he's a YouTube personality. He's a prankster. Guy's a prankster. Oh shit. Wow. I'm actually speechless, man.
Well, can I have more lobster or not?
This video is from 9th and Market in San Francisco at about 3:30 or so on Saturday afternoon. An employee says the group came in, ransacked the store, kicking, even prying open these plexiglass barriers to get to the merchandise. Mostly it's makeup, body care, shampoo. They then exit at least one by scooter. This video is from 9th and Market in San Francisco at about 3:30 or so.
Wow. Wow.
Would you like some of my popcorn?
Would you like some of my popcorn?
You do, don't you?
Only if you. No, I don't want to.
But you're right.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, whoa. I knew that was coming.
Man who fell in love with single mother of 6 children adopts them all to be their father.
Would you like some of my popcorn?
Would you like some of my popcorn?
You do, don't you?
Only if you. No, I don't want to.
But you're right.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, whoa. I knew that was coming.
Damn, bro. Jeez.
All right. Now the rest of you kids can go with those 2 losers, right?
Whoa. What the hell's going on over here?
Pick my team.
No, you can't take all.
I can't pick the.
You can't pick
What
all.
should I not
You
pick?
know exactly what you've done, sir. Okay, everybody back.
All right. Now the rest of you kids can go with those 2 losers, right?
Whoa. What the hell's going on over here?
Pick my team.
No, you can't take all.
I can't pick the.
You can't pick all.
What should I not
You
pick?
know exactly what you've done, sir. Okay, everybody back.
Oh, shit.
You know exactly what you've done.
What do you think this is?
I think that it's a slave bracelet. I would like to think that my relatives helped to free the slaves, and that was one of the ones that they freed, or maybe they found. I think that this is the name of the slave holder and then the name of the slave underneath it.
It's a dog collar. What do you think this is?
I think that it's a slave bracelet. I would like to think that my relatives helped to free the slaves, and that was one of the ones that they freed, or maybe they found. I think that this is the name of the slave holder and then the name of the slave underneath it.
It's a dog collar.
Hi, you are currently being recorded. Hi, you are currently being recorded.
Stupid. Might as well just put that down.
Who's opening this door?
What?
Open the door.
Or, all right, put that down.
Okay.
Huh? Go ahead, put it over there.
You have activated our window. Don't touch me. You don't have the right to touch me. No, not all my kids. I'm gonna
Oh, my kids what? Call them. Call them. Call them.
You
Call
can't
them.
touch me though.
Call them then. Go ahead, call them.
Whoa.
Go ahead, put that down.
Y'all just said, I was
Stupid. Might as well just put that down.
Who's opening this door?
What?
Open the door.
Or, all right, put that down.
Okay.
Huh? Go ahead, put it over there.
You have activated our window. Don't touch me. You don't have the right to touch me. No, not all my kids. I'm
Oh, my kids what? Call them. Call them. Call them.
You
Call
can't
them.
touch me though.
Call them then. Go ahead, call them.
Whoa.
You think that's harder for Black people to go online?
Well, I feel like they don't have the knowledge of how it works. A lot of people have smartphones, but you might not have data. For most of the communities, they don't really know what is out there just because they're not aware or they're not informed. I also think there's a repression of Black voting with how if you're a convicted felon, you're not allowed to vote and everything. And when you look at swing states like Florida, that's a huge population of the African American.
East Harlem to ask Black people their thoughts on what you just heard. Do you have ID normally? You carry ID around?
Yes, I have state ID.
Do you carry ID?
Yes, I do.
Do you know any Black person who doesn't carry ID?
No. Everyone that I know has an ID. Why would they think we don't have ID? That's a lie. Why would they say that?
Do you have ID?
Yeah.
You think that's harder for Black people to go online?
Well, I feel like they don't have the knowledge of how it works. A lot of people have smartphones, but you might not have data. For most of the communities, they don't really know what is out there just because they're not aware or they're not informed. I also think there's a repression of Black voting with how if you're a convicted felon, you're not allowed to vote and everything. And when you look at swing states like Florida, that's a huge population of the African American.
East Harlem.
Okay, so telling the tea.
So first of all, how do you feel about people calling you white?
No, I don't feel great, honey.
Because you.
I feel how I feel. I feel like I wanna.
Violence is not the answer. You just tell them what you tell them when they call you white.
Y'all need to shut up. Like
No.
that's why y'all
No.
at it.
No. That's not what you tell them. That's not what I told you to tell them. What are you supposed to tell them?
I'm not white, so don't call me that.
What are you?
And that's on period. I'm 10.
Girl.
No.
What is you supposed to tell them? You're supposed to tell them, I'm not white, I have albinism.
I'm not white.
I'm black, I just have albinism.
Black. I was born like this, but I'm black.
Okay.
So,
what age do you think most trans kids determine that they're trans?
Violet told us when she was 1.5. She's been telling us since she could speak. So she knew since birth.
What age do you think most trans kids determine that they're trans?
Violet told us when she was 1.5. She's been telling us since she could speak. So she knew since birth.
Hi, I'm Shannon. I've known Tracy for, oh God, I think so. I started with the North Store at 2:30. Yeah. So I don't quite know Anthony that well, but Tracy talked about you like nonstop. Seriously. And she'd be like, I mean, we do that. I'm like, I don't care. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. You guys are so cute together. I swear to God, you guys are hope. The longest, seriously. Like, till death do us part, Anthony. Seriously. You better take care of my girl. Because if you don't, I know where you live. Just kidding. But yeah, you guys are so cute. Like, you're a part of the family. I swear to God, like, I'm not going to be racist, you guys. I'm just saying, okay? Oh my gosh. I'm gonna be racist, okay? No, just kidding. Of course, you guys are gonna get the like interracial house. No, seriously, you guys are outstepping the stereotype, and I love it. But you guys, I swear, I love Black people because you guys are the best. Like. Hi, I'm Shannon. I've known Tracy for, oh God, I think so. I started with the North Store at 2:30. Yeah. So I don't quite know Anthony that well, but Tracy talked about you like nonstop. Seriously. And she'd be like, I mean, we do that. I'm like, I don't care. No, just kidding. Just kidding. You guys are so cute together. I swear to God, you guys are hope. The longest, seriously. Like, till death do us part, Anthony. Seriously. You better take care of my girl. Because if you don't, I know where you live. Just kidding. But yeah, you guys are so cute. Like, you're a part of the family. I swear to God, like, I'm not going to be racist, you guys. I'm just saying, okay? Oh my gosh. I'm gonna be racist, okay? No, just kidding. Of course, you guys are gonna get the like interracial house. No, seriously, you guys are outstepping the stereotype, and I love it. But you guys, I swear, I love Black people because you guys are the best. Like.
Oh my God. Oh Lord.
Amazon man getting up out of here. You see all these black folks. He's running. That shit funny as hell. Amazon man getting up out of here. You see all these black folks. He's running. That shit funny as hell. Amazon man.
That shit's sad, man. Try to get there. I feel sorry for these people, man. I deliver these packages into these fucking neighborhoods, man. in the truck with no doors. Did the Amazon truck have doors? Or was that UPS? I think that's UPS. I feel bad for these people, man. Who's gonna be the first one to donate tonight? Who's gonna be the first person to take the $7 challenge tonight, man? Pay the bills, man. Sponsor the show. This right here, man. This is just how it is, man. That guy's being smart. He's being precaution. I'm glad they're not calling him a racist. I'm glad they understand. But this is not racist, man. Just trying to get the fuck away from black people before something bad happens.
What are you uncomfortable?
Because we're black.
The outreach?
Because we're black.
You can talk wherever you want to talk. So you're telling me that you canceled our parties because of what?
Because of the outreach that it got on social media. It's not something that is comfortable hosting.
What do you mean you're not comfortable? It's a private event.
I understand that, and we reserve the right to cancel.
So where does it say that you reserve the right to cancel in any of this?
Because we are a public entity, we can cancel any party that we want.
Where does it say that? So you're going to cancel it right before all these kids coming up here is what you're saying. You're canceling. These kids come to swim. Like, what is the problem? We have security coming. We put a whole lot of money into this. You talking about?
You're gonna
No. We have money outside of what we paid for you. We paid for security to come up here. We got the police.
They had to pay for security for a fucking pool party. That could be part of the problem, man.
Here for me.
No. We have other police officers. You're not comfortable.
You're not comfortable with what are you
What are you uncomfortable with?
The outreach.
It seems racist.
What outreach?
It's giving racist.
What makes you uncomfortable?
What makes us uncomfortable about all of us?
If it was a large group of white folks walking up, it wouldn't be a problem.
250 people is what we paid for.
I mean, I know you can't cancel on a kid's birthday party because you're not comfortable with what are you uncomfortable with?
Because we're black.
The outreach.
Because we're black.
You can talk wherever you want to talk. So you're telling me that you canceled our parties because of what?
Because of the outreach that it got on social media. It's not something that is comfortable hosting.
What do you mean you're not comfortable? It's a private event.
I understand that, and we reserve the right to cancel.
So where does it say that you reserve the right to cancel in any of this?
Because we are a public entity, we can cancel any party that we want.
Where does it say that? So you're going to cancel it right before all these kids coming up here is what you're saying. You're canceling. These kids come to swim. Like, what is the problem? We have security coming. We put a whole lot of money into this. You talking about? No. We have money outside of what we paid for you. We paid for security to come up here. We got the police.
He's here for me.
No. We have other police officers.
You're not comfortable because you're not comfortable with what are you uncomfortable with?
What are you uncomfortable with?
The outreach.
It seems racist.
What outreach?
It's giving racist.
What makes you uncomfortable?
What makes us uncomfortable about all of us?
If it was a large group of white folks walking up, it wouldn't be a problem.
250 people is what we paid for.
I mean, I know you can't cancel on a kid's birthday party because you're not comfortable with what are you uncomfortable with?
Because we're black.
The outreach.
Because we're black.
You can talk wherever you want to talk. So you're telling me that you canceled our parties because of what?
Because of the outreach.
This happened a few years ago. I did this story, man. It was very, very interesting, man. Shout out to Roger Wood, man. Roger Wood says another shout out to our USA hockey team for reminding those moose fucking maple syrup drinking Canucks of whose butters the bread around here. Yeah, man. Shout out to the USA hockey team, man. Salute to them, man. All the way, man. Salute to them, man. Shout out to them. I want to cover this this summit wave situation because it was interesting, man. I want to see what you guys think about this, man. Happened a few years ago.
New at 10, the city of Lee Summit is investigating why Lee Summit Wave staff canceled a party that was paid for before it even got started. The city is promising a full refund, but the family behind the party wants answers. Reporter Megan Abundis talked to them about what happened.
I was just in disbelief that this was happening.
I'm verbally telling you.
It was supposed to be 15 and 17-year-old Noah and Isaiah Evans' pool party. They're online YouTube personalities with more than 60,000 followers.
I was just hoping to have fun with my friends before we start school again to end the summer off.
Their parents were on board with the party too.
And this is their money.
A month in advance, they rented out Lee Summit Waves and paid in person. The boys invited their friends.
3.8 GPAs. There's kids there with 4.0 GPAs. Some are going to MU. These are.
Yeah, but what's their online activity about? And look how they look. They look the same as the kids. They don't look no different than the same as the fucking kids doing drive-bys and carjackings. I hate to say it, they don't look any fucking different.
And this is their money.
A month in advance, they rented out Lee Summit Waves and paid in person. The boys invited their friends.
3.8 GPAs. There's kids there with 4.0 GPAs. Some are going to MU. These are star athletes at Lee Summit West.
A contract was signed stating it would be less than 250 teenagers for 2 hours.
So the contract was maybe $2,000, $2,100.
Another invoice. They rented additional private security. They showed up on Saturday, but were told they couldn't come in. Their event was canceled.
She says to us that this event doesn't represent Lee Summit Waves and we're uncomfortable having you here.
Video is circulating from that conversation outside the wave park.
Cancel on a kid's birthday party, a private party, because of
You're not comfortable.
because you're not comfortable with what are you uncomfortable with?
The city of Lee Summit, who operates the water park, told KSHB 41 News they're doing a full investigation to figure out what happened and what caused the problem.
The number of people that this is our country and
Whoop her ass, man. Beat her up to show her how mad you are. Shout out to K Savage 99. Beat her up to show her that she should have let y'all have the party there in the first place. Salute to Pamela Henderson, man. Pamela Henderson in the building. Black History Month, y'all.
250 people is what we paid.
Just a feeling of embarrassment.
I saw his eyes and, he was tearing up because like you said, the embarrassment, we've been building this thing up the whole summer and all of my friends are here and you won't let us in.
It was all peaceful. There was no incident. Whatever you thought we were gonna do, no, we all came in flip-flops and two pieces and Speedos and wanted to just jump in some water because it's 100 degrees.
The Evans team's trying to move forward, helping host the KC People's Choice Awards on Sunday.
For us, it's a huge teachable moment for my sons and their friends, being leaders.
Megan Abundis, KSHB 41 News.
Good morning, I'm Ivan Nugent of Kriegel & Kriegel, along with Lara.
Of course, they wouldn't have got a lawyer and sued.
Top stories in Lee Summit, where the Parks and Recreation Department is out with an apology after a birthday party was canceled at a water park. Good evening, everybody. I'm Chris Ketz.
And I'm Laura Moritz. The city's Parks and Rec Department has completed its internal review of Saturday's event, and KMBC 9's Andy Alcock joins us live.
Right, Laura and Chris, within the last hour, Parks and Rec issued a statement about that investigation, noting mistakes were made. Now, that statement comes after the mayor and the administrator for Parks and Rec, as well as the board chair, all met earlier this afternoon at City Hall. In addition, Parks and Rec released video showing teens gathering at the water park Saturday night after the party had already been canceled. Chris Evans paid for a party for his 17-year-old son Isaiah's birthday to be held last Saturday night at the Summit Waves water park. But the Parks and Rec investigation states as part of that contract, there was to be no social media advertising of the party because there was the potential.
So no social media advertising of the party. And the blacks went on social media and still advertised the party.
Last Saturday night at the Summit Waves Water, 17-year-old son Isaiah's birthday to be held last Saturday night at the Summit Waves Water Park. But the Parks and Rec investigation states as part of that contract, there was to be no social media advertising of the party because there was the potential for too many people to show up and staff not able to handle the party safely. But Parks and Rec's review found that organization made mistakes with the rental process as well as miscommunication. The review also found staff used inappropriate and insensitive language with Evans, and there was also an inappropriate social media post from one of the water park's lifeguards. Earlier today, Chris Evans said he, his family, and the black teens who were going to attend a party which never took place were all victims of racial profiling.
There is no legitimate reason why the party was canceled. Instead, it appears to have been canceled simply because the park staff were uncomfortable with a group of black teenagers having a pool party to enjoy the end of the summer.
The Parks and Rec review also state apologies have already been made to the Evans family, but there is also going to be ongoing discussions tomorrow with them.
What would you do if you...
Jesus Christ. But yeah, so that was that situation. I just wanted to, show y'all what happened with that story, the fallout.
Can I get you something?
Some mofo butter laying into the bone, jacking me up. Tight me.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Cuddy say can't hang.
Oh, stewardess, I speak jive.
Oh, good.
He said that he's in great pain and he wants to know if you can help him.
All right, would you tell him to just relax and I'll be back as soon as I can with some medicine?
Just hang loose, blood. She's gonna catch up on the rebound on the med side.
What it is, Big Mama? My mama raised no dummies. I duck a rap.
Cut me some slack, Jack.
Say Cuddy can't hang. We say we doing it wrong.
Chomp don't wanna help. Chomp don't get the help.
Say can't hang. Say 7-Up.
Jive ass dude don't got no brains in it.
Can I get you something?
Some mofo butter laying into the bone, jacking me up. Tight me.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Cuddy say can't hang.
Oh, stewardess, I speak jive.
Oh, good.
He said that he's in great pain and he wants to know if you can help him.
All right, would you tell him to just relax and I'll be back as soon as I can with some medicine?
Just hang loose, blood. She's gonna catch up on the rebound on the med side.
What it is, Big Mama? My mama raised no dummies. I duck a rap.
Cut me some slack, Jack.
Say Cuddy can't hang. We say we doing it wrong.
Chomp don't wanna help. Chomp don't get the help.
Say can't hang. Say 7-Up.
Jive ass dude don't got no brains in it.
Boys are boys from the beginning. If you were born a boy, you stay a boy. Girls are girls right from the start. If you were born a girl, you stay a girl and grow up to be a lady. Everybody's fancy. Everybody's fine. Your body's fancy, and so is mine. Only girls can be the mommies. Only boys can be the daddies. Yes, sir. Everybody's fancy. Everybody's fine. Your body's fancy, and so is. Boys are boys from.
The fact that this would be, this guy would be fucking fired nowadays. Mr. Rogers, man. Mr. Rogers would have been fired, man. This would have been Mr. Rogers' last show, man. It's crazy, man. Jeez.
Fancy, and so is mine.
That would have been Mr. Rogers' last show. Shout out to Eric Boatwright. He says, "Hey, I watched your last video on CC. I think this next season and how it's handled will change women's sports forever. Yeah, it's gonna be a very controversial season. Women are messy, man. It's gonna be mess. It's gonna be a whole lot of mess, man. And it's 44 games. Oh my god, it's gonna be a whole lot of mess next year, man. Yo, they all gonna show their asses. It's not gonna get any better. All the racism stuff isn't gonna get any better. All the whining, all the hating, that stuff's not gonna get any better, man. It might get worse.
Only
He just wanted to be with Betty, anywhere and everywhere.
He said, well, what do you think about us getting married? And I said, well, I don't think it's a very good idea. I said it would be wonderful if we were a different time and we were different people, but I don't think it would work. I think he was probably more angry that he would have feelings for someone and he couldn't go ahead and do what he wanted to do because of the race situation.
King was being groomed to pastor a church and lead the budding civil rights movement. His father knew that a Martin Luther King Jr. who had a white wife would not be received well by his church or the press or the movement, which would have seen King's interracial relationship as hypocritical at best. Martin was being groomed for something great, and a cafeteria worker simply had no place in the picture. His son was destined for greatness, and those plans did not include a white woman cafeteria worker, or even Coretta Scott in the beginning. King Sr.'s first choice of a wife for his son was Matilda Dobbs, an opera singer from a prominent Black family in Atlanta. He just wanted to be with Betty, anywhere and everywhere.
He said, well, what do you think about us getting married? And I said, well, I don't think it's a very good idea. I said it would be wonderful if we were a different time and we were different people, but I don't think it would work. I think he was probably more angry that he would have feelings for someone and he couldn't go ahead and do what he wanted to do because of the race situation.
King was being groomed to pastor a church and lead the budding civil rights movement. His father knew that a Martin Luther King Jr. who had a white wife would not be received well by his church or the press or the movement, which would have seen King's interracial relationship as hypocritical at best. Martin was being groomed for something great, and a cafeteria worker simply had no place in the picture. His son was destined for greatness, and those plans did not include a white woman cafeteria worker, or even Coretta Scott in the beginning. King Sr.'s first choice of a wife for his son was Matilda Dobbs.
Matilda Dobbs. Wow, Dr. King, man. Wow. Dr. King, man. That's crazy, man. Them niggas ain't want nothing to do with no blacks. They ain't want nothing to do with no blacks, man. Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, man. Make sure you take the $7 challenge. We getting into this Black History Month, man. A lot of people forgot it was Black History Month, man. We didn't forget, man. We didn't forget that it was Black History Month, man. We didn't forget, man. We didn't forget that it was Black History Month, man. We remembered, man.
Martin Luther King Jr. is the most iconic figure in the civil rights movement in the minds of many. But without Martin Luther King Sr., the man who became that influential leader in the 1960s would never have existed. And I don't just mean that his father helped to biologically create Martin Luther King Jr., I mean that his father played a huge role in shaping his image, to the point that he made a lot of decisions for Martin Luther King Jr. that most grown men make for themselves. King Sr. groomed his son for leadership the way that royal monarchs of the Renaissance era groomed their children to reign over kingdoms. Often, one of the many facets of that kind of preparation for adulthood is solidifying an arranged marriage. I touched on that in a previous video that I published about Martin Luther King Jr. Martin's father understood the nuances of the integrated North, and because of that, he disapproved of King's relationship with his white girlfriend. But he objected for other reasons too. One, King was being groomed to pastor a church and lead the budding civil rights movement. His father knew that a Martin Luther King Jr. who had a white wife would not be received well by his church or the press or the movement, which would have seen King's interracial relationship as hypocritical at best. The other reasons that King's father would disapprove of Betty was that she, even though white, was below Martin's station or social status. Martin was being groomed for something great, and a cafeteria worker simply had no place in the picture. Martin Luther King Sr. had a lot to say about his son's life and potential wife. The way he saw it, his son was destined for greatness, and those plans did not include a white woman cafeteria worker, or even Coretta Scott in the beginning. King Sr.'s first choice of a wife for his son was Matilda Dobbs, an opera singer from a prominent black family in Atlanta. But that's a story for another day. And because she deserves to be more than a footnote in Martin Luther King Jr.'s life, today is that day to talk about her life, the life of Matilda Dobbs. But first, if you like these videos about the most scandalous stories,
It was like you can't have a white woman, but you can have a red bone. You can have a red bone mulatto, man. We'll find you a mulatto, man. From a good family. Wow. Martin Luther King, man. Everybody hit that like button, man. Black History Month, man. Martin Luther King wanted him a mulatto, man. He was like, if I can't have a white girl, give me a mulatto, man. A Melungeon.
from yesteryear that make Ty's Hot Mess History a time capsule for the culture. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can know every time that I upload one of these videos or every time that I live stream. And comment "I subscribe" in the comment section so that I can say hello to you. Now, on to why you are here. Martin Luther King Jr. wasn't the only one who had a dream. His father had a dream for him. And a big part of MLK Sr.'s dream hinged on finding the right wife for Martin Luther King Jr. Daddy King thought that Matilda Dobbs was the perfect choice. We'll briefly explore what made her so appealing to King Sr. and then delve into her own life and accomplishments, because her legacy is so much more than a mere footnote as the one who almost was in the life of Martin Luther King Jr. To bottom line this, Martin Luther King Jr.'s father liked Matilda Dobbs because of who her father was. Here are a few key points in John Dobbs' resume, so to speak. He attended Atlanta Baptist College, which is now known as Morehouse College. In 1903, he passed the U.S. postal exam to become a...
All right. Great. That's enough of that. Let me see what okay. salute the Eric Boatwright. He says, I agree, Ak. I don't think money or fame fix this situation, just strong male leadership, and don't know if the owners have the balls to make the commissioner change. WNBA, man, they're expanding too fast, too. They just added another team. These Cleveland. Yeah, they do need some male leadership, but the right male leadership, because male leadership is ruining the NBA. I didn't see 1 second of the All-Star weekend. Not 1 second. I had no nothing was pulling me. No inclination to watch a second of the All-Star week. I'm talking about not a second. I saw the slam dunk highlight clips on Twitter. I didn't watch 1 second of All-Star week. Not 1 second. I haven't seen more than a 5-minute stretch of any NBA game this year. And that was only about once or twice. So the WNBA needs the right male leadership, but I do agree they need male leadership.
Council members questioned the mayor for spending $26,000 on his city-issued credit card, including a trip to Africa. Here it is.
I am so distressed and disappointed that the blackest city in the United States of America is heading into Black History Month with its all-black council tearing each other down.
We're not tearing you down. You took your black behind over to Africa for 20 days and then tell anybody.
Well, they say the mayor has yet to justify the expenses that are now being audited. We've reached out to the mayor for his side of the story, but he hasn't responded yet. Be sure to download Fox Local for live streaming news and a heated exchange as South Fulton council members question the mayor for spending $26,000 on his city-issued credit card, including a trip to Africa. Here it is.
I am so distressed and disappointed that the blackest city in the United States of America is heading into Black History Month with its all-black council tearing each other down.
We're not tearing you down. You took your black behind over to Africa for 20 days and then tell anybody.
Well, they say the mayor has yet to justify the expenses that are now.
Jeez.
Damn, Adam, you got 3 balloons popped. Let's walk down and let's see what the ladies say.
I'm sorry, it's the purse for me.
Yeah, it's the purse.
It's a
bag. Damn,
it's the purse, baby. And you got a what in here? A Sprite?
A diet Sprite.
No sugar? No, boo. That's why I popped it. Sorry.
Okay.
Damn, it's cool.
I
It's
can
cool.
take that.
It's cool. Take what? No, okay. What's your name and why'd you pop your balloon?
My name is Sadiqa, and I popped my balloon. It's the sunroof top, boo. I need a little more hair on the
I can't
top.
do anything about
You know
that.
what I mean? Okay, maybe we can get a little like 2K.
Yeah, well, I was gonna get a.
Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Girl, would you like to come back with Rob to America? America. Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Girl, would you like to come back with Rob to America? America. America. Beautiful. Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Who wants to come back with us to America? Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Girl, would you like to come back with Rob to America? America. Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Girl, would you like to come back with Rob to America? America.
Break it down, Rob. Break it down for Rob.
Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Who wants to come back with us to America?
Oh, shit. Black History Month, y'all. A lot of people forgot about Black History Month. I ain't been seeing a lot of black people talking about Black History Month. So I wanted to do a special show tonight to celebrate Black History Month, man. To honor, our forefathers, man. Shout out to my man, Ray Wall, man. Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Would you like to come back with Rob to America? America. God, dog. Kelly can make anything sound good. Ray Wall say, happy birthday, man. 47 years young. I was rolling when you broke down why they allow hockey fights and how they can't with sons. The stick and blade would be used as weapons. It would be fights in the stands that would spill into the streets. Lots of death. Facts. Facts. I broke that down years ago. I was probably in my 30s when I broke that down. White dudes can fight and just let it be. Niggas can't fight and just walk away. Niggas can't just fight and just walk away. Not like that. Not really connecting punches. No way. Look at this sister, man. Dirty dog. Stealing from that old lady, man. Damn you, sister.
That was founded at Howard University stated in 1991 that color certainly played a significant role in your placement at Howard University. Look, I can't teach you anything. I'm just here to make you think. Now, just as I stated yesterday, just because your organization might have had dark-skinned founders, that does not mean they did not practice colorism. Intake varied at different times in different locations with different people. Now, with that being stated, there were multiple tests that were administered by multiple sororities during the intake process. So we talking about the blue vein test, we talking about the comb test, and also the flashlight test. So with the comb test, could I run a comb through your hair and it run straight through, or will it get stuck? With the blue vein test, can I see your veins in your legs or in your arms, or can I not? And with the flashlight test, man, the flashlight test. So what they would do, they would have you turn sideways. They put a flashlight on you. Then they look at your shadow, and if your shadow showed stereotypical black features, if you look like a caricature, basically, then you joining the sorority was out of the question. Now, as another explanation, there was another young lady from Tennessee who pledged at Howard University in the 1930s, and she stated if you were too dark, you just were not considered. No explanations given, no questions asked. Now, when it comes to exceptions, if you were dark skinned and you got accepted into one of these sororities, typically your family was wealthy or had status. Look, every man got two educations, that which is given to him, the other which he gives himself. So a co-founder of a sorority that was founded at Howard University.
Niggas are the most racist people on the planet. You heard me? The most racist people on the planet.
Randy. And forfeit. N. No N. Randy. Randy. And forfeit. N. No N. Randy.
You gonna fry some chicken, you gonna need some. You gonna fry some fish, you gonna need some. You gonna fry some vegetables, you gonna need some. You gonna fry some bacon, you need some. No. You don't need no oil when you fry bacon, because what? Bacon has its own oil. I want you to look over at somebody and say, be like bacon, baby. Every time the heat is applied, you just produce your own oil. You just produce your own oil and become what you were meant to be. You produce your own oil and allow others to taste and see that the Lord is good. You're going to fry some chicken, you're going to need some. You're going to fry.
You disrespect my hood by telling me take off my flag, asking how gangster I was, nigga. You lucky on that day I was acting cool, cuz. I told you I ain't got time for that, but nigga, today I got time, cuz.
It don't matter, pistol gang, bitch. Right. Come on, got your cousin right there.
But nigga, you came up on me on some fun shit, nigga. I don't make peace with niggas that come up on me on some disrespectful shit when I didn't even know you, nigga. You walked up on me and sat down your beer like, nigga, what's up? How gangster are you, cuz? How gangster are you, nigga? I'll show you how gangster I am, nigga. You can drop off your kid and run my fade.
You ain't hearing it.
Exactly. Exactly, nigga. I go hard, cuz. You don't want to fuck with me. You disrespect my hood by telling me take off my flag, asking how gangster I was, nigga. You lucky on that day I was acting cool, cuz. I told you I ain't got time for that, but nigga, today I got time, cuz.
It don't matter, pistol gang, bitch. Right. Come on, got your cousin right there.
But nigga, you came up on me on some fun shit, nigga. I don't make peace with niggas that come up on me on some disrespectful shit when I didn't even know you, nigga. You walked up on me and sat down your beer like, nigga, what's up? How gangster are you, cuz? How gangster are you, nigga? I'll show you how gangster I am, nigga. You can drop off your kid and run my fade.
You ain't hearing it.
Exactly. Exactly, nigga. I go hard, cuz. You don't want to fuck with me. You disrespect my hood by telling me take off my flag, asking how gangster I was, nigga. You lucky on that day I was acting cool, cuz. I told you I ain't got time for that, but nigga, today I got time, cuz.
I wish my sister wasn't gay anymore. What? My sister wasn't gay anymore. What?
You heard it, motherfucker.
I wish my sister wasn't gay anymore. What?
You heard her on some what? You heard her? Shit. She wish her sister wasn't gay anymore. What the fuck you ain't? You deaf bitch? I will say this: these little black pickaninnies, they might not be aware. They have different cultural norms in their society. Like in their, like where I'm at, you can do this. You can just put a bowl out, and each kid will come and take like 2. Some will take 4, but most kids will just take 2. They'll be with their parents too. A lot of them, and if they're not, they'll just take a couple. You can put a sign up there say take 2, and most kids will just take 2. But these little pickaninnies, these kids are shooting at each other. These kids are carjacking old ladies and shit. These are savages. They can't conform to, the rules. So this is not really indicative This is not really like you can't. If you know you have these people in your neighborhood, you can't do that. You can't just put the bowl of candy out there and tell people to take 2 pieces. These kids are killing people. These kids are shooting people in broad daylight. These are savages. I don't know what the hell that was. What the hell? Somebody done hacked my damn page, man. Can you believe that? I got hacked, y'all. I got hacked. This shit gotta stop, man. This shit has got to stop, man. I got fucking hacked, man. Anybody know what to do if your IG page get hacked? Locals are demanding that this security guard get fired.
I need to know. So, a lot of times, Black things, happy Black History Month, Black things come into the mix and it seems like it's cool. So like it permeates all of pop culture.
Everybody wants to be a part of it.
But the reality is most things that folks think are just some cool Black things came out of innovation and they came out of having to figure something out when they couldn't do something just because they wanted to freely. The DAP is no exception. So, Folklife magazine had an article called 5 on the Black Hand Side, Origins and Evolutions of the DAP by Lamont Hamilton. Now, the DAP originated in the 60s among Black soldiers in the Vietnam War. Wow. Yes, it did. The Black Power movement was growing. There was racial unrest in cities. Young African Americans were being sent into combat, and the DAP was about unity and survival. There were cases of Black soldiers reportedly being shot by white soldiers during combats. And so it was a physical act of solidarity, like, hey, bro, I see you, you see me, watch my back out there. Right. It was used to convey their commitment to looking after one another. Wow. And it's an acronym for dignity and pride. Wow. So the DAP was even banned in the military because folks thought it was a code for doing a Black Power sign. Wow. Later in the war, the military saw the utility of using the DAP in medical treatment of Black combatants with post-traumatic stress disorder and created a program of DAP therapy. So in present day, when we see folks dapping up, we have to remember that the history. Yes, there's a tremendous diversity of DAPs, and it came out from movements of the military companies. So we see it as just like.
And she did all that blackity black shit. She did all that blackity black talking about slavery and shit. And goddamn, all that blackity black shit. And the rapper Jeezy came up on the show and was like, I choose you, the Asian one, man. Give me the Asian one to be my wife, man. He went up on that show and chose the Asian one, man. Ain't that a bitch, man? I know she was mad as shit. I know Amanda Seals was mad as shit when Jeezy started dating that Asian girl, Jenny Mine, man. All that blackity black talk you talked about DAP and all that bullshit. And Nick came on your show and was like, man, I want the Asian girl to be my wife. Fuck. She feels stupid. Fake woke. That fake woke shit. You ain't gonna get you no fucking husband.
You're aware that a Negro family has moved into Levittown.
Yes, I heard about it.
What was your reaction?
Dynamite. Dynamite.
What have you done about it?
Well, I guess we just discussed it.
How do you feel about the Myers moving in?
Oh, I'm very definitely against it.
Before coming to Levittown, did you have any contact with Negroes?
Well, when I came from a small town where we didn't have any colored people. And at that time I had, I had no feelings either way. But while we were waiting for our house to be built, we lived in Trenton for 9 months. And, that was my first contact with them, both in work and going through colored sections to work. And I was very happy I was moving into an all-white community.
Have you ever discussed the Myers at home with your children?
Never before in our house was anything mentioned, pro or con, about colored people, because I feel that they have to be in contact with them to a certain extent, and why should their minds be prejudiced? But since they have moved here, they have heard remarks, and, I'm afraid that they are going to dislike the idea. There were.
You're aware that a Negro family has moved into Levittown.
Yes, I heard about it.
What was your reaction?
Dynamite. Dynamite.
What have you done about it?
Those seem like some nice, honest white people, man. Some nice, honest white people, man. They were pretty polite.
Problem that won't go away? The squeegee kids. And I-Team's Deborah Stone has an update on those controversial youngsters.
There they are, standing on the corner, the squeegee kids darting in and out of traffic.
1985. Make sure you take the $7 challenge in honor of Black History Month. Trump can't stop us, man. We celebrate Black History Month over here, man. Damn you, Trump. These motherfuckers been around since 1985 before.
Traffic asking to clean your windshield. They're still out at many city intersections, even though the Baltimore City Council has passed an ordinance against this. As an alternative, the Neighborhood Progress Administration organized community-supervised official stations.
It's almost as if this shit, they've been dealing with this shit since the 80s. And when we covered it, I wasn't aware of this. I thought that it was a relatively recent problem. But they got the same solutions that they have today,
where motorists could pull over to be squeegeed. The Middle East Community Organization set one station up at Broadway and Madison. It's not there today.
It just didn't work out. The motorists didn't pull over in the squeegee lane, and the kids tried hard to stay on their side of the street and to do what they were told to do, but they weren't getting any business.
In fact, out of 5 supervised squeegee stations, only 2 remain, and many kids who've been certified to work at them are also showing up at unsupervised.
I am a trained squeegee kid. Oh my God. The new mayor is dealing with this as if they had never dealt with it before, as if it was a brand new problem.
Corners. Why?
You make more money down here better than you make more money up there by the supervised way.
But these kids aren't supposed to be here.
When the cops be coming past, they be saying like, "Don't hold up traffic" or "Don't let them get no calls about us." They just let us stay if there ain't no complaints.
I hope that they're not saying that. That's against our policy. I think the officers are trying to talk with the children and understand their needs as well.
What does the Neighborhood Progress Administration think of its squeegee kid program? Well, officials there admit it has not met with overwhelming success. They say it probably could work if only more community organizations would become involved. But so far, they say, those groups have not offered that support. Deborah Stone, Channel 13, Eyewitness News.
Jesus Christ. Unfucking believable. Black history, y'all. Yo, who's hacking my page, man? Yo, who hacked my page, man? Somebody's hacking my page, man. Is it one of you people? Is one of y'all in the chat doing that shit, man? I demand that you stop.
Lead the way. White women, stop abandoning your sisters. Trust black women, they lead the way. Oh, we're mad as hell. Oh, can't you tell? Oh, we're mad as hell. Can't you tell? We just sent you fucking fascists.
Talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular.
Remember my equation. I have equations in life. One of them is secularism plus affluence equals boredom. And boredom equals bad stuff.
Trust black women, they lead the way. White women, stop abandoning your sisters. Trust black women, they lead the way. Oh, we're mad as hell. Oh, can't you tell? Oh, we're mad as hell. Can't you tell? We just sent you fucking fascists.
Talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping,
We first heard. I'm tired of this shit, man. Yo, I'm tired of this shit, man.
Although you're crying on the inside, are you wondering what else can I do? Sometimes you tip you, sometimes you say, I'm not gonna tip that nigga, you don't look for no tip. Yes, sir, thank you. What did you say? Come back because I take care of you. Don't talk to him like that. That's a good nigga. That's my nigga. Oh, yes, sir, boss. I'm your nigga. I'm trying to make a living. Why? I got 3 children. I want them to get an education. I wasn't fortunate enough to get an education, but I want them to get it. And they are doing good. Night after night, I lay down and I dream about what I had to go through with. I don't want my children to have to go through with that. I want them to be able to get the job that they be qualified. That's what I'm struggling for. I don't want this and I don't want that, but I just don't want my children to have to go through what I go through with. Hey, tell that nigga to hurry up with that coffee. I'm on my way. So that's what you have to go through with. But remember, you have to keep that smile. Although you're crying on the inside, are you wondering what else can I do? Sometimes you tip you, sometimes you say, I'm not gonna tip that nigga, you don't look for no tip.
Booker Wright was an African-American waiter in Greenwood, Mississippi, who gained national attention after appearing in the 1966 NBC documentary, Mississippi, a self-portrait. In the film, he spoke candidly about the racism he endured while working as a waiter at Lusco's, a white-owned restaurant, while also running his own business, Booker's Place, a cafe that served black customers. His appearance in the documentary was groundbreaking, but came at a great cost. After the film aired, he faced severe backlash from the white community. He was beaten by police, lost his job at Lusco's, and his business was targeted. In 1973, Booker Wright was tragically shot and killed at his cafe. The official story was that he was murdered by a man named Leroy Gibson. So after all that white racism, man, Leroy killed him, man. Leroy Gibson killed him over a money dispute. But some believe his killing was linked to retaliation for his statements in the documentary. So Leroy Gibson killed him, man, because he was talking trash about white people in the documentary 7 years before. We supposed to believe that Leroy Gibson killed him for that in 1973. His legacy was later revisited in the 2012 documentary Booker's Place, a Mississippi story, directed by Raymond DeFelita and co-produced by Wright's granddaughter, Yvette Johnson. It explored his courage and the impact of his words on civil rights history. Shout out to Michael. Will says, I will never give you your page back, only at night, unless you pay me 10,000 shekels. Oh man, we found a hacker, man. We found a hacker, man. All right, I think he Juice Crew too, man. I knew I wasn't crazy, man. I was like, yo, what the hell's going on, man? All these busty women in my show, man. Back to Rob with America. 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 Look at this shit, man. She's absolutely insane, man. This
to my
girl,
drink,
man.
but I got your bitch all in
Damn
knees.
Indian girl, man. Look at this damn Indian girl, man. This damn shade, man. Exploiting this young Indian girl, man. You're terrible for that, man. Goddamn Patel temptress. Patel temptress, man.
Goes, I don't do it. Now I take a drink, every now and then I'll have a drink, and I will smoke a little red. I'll do some toot now. I'll do a little toot. If somebody give it to me, offers it to me, I mean, it sounds polite if you don't. So I do a little toot, somebody offers it to me, but if I will not. I'll repeat, I want y'all all know this right now, because I went down there to the restaurant and at treatment center. I will not freebase cocaine. It's no longer part of my life. No, not drinking. I will have a drink. And I'll smoke some reefer. I'll smoke a couple of doobies a day, or just to get you through the day. And I'll do a little toot every now and then. Yeah, I'll get about a half a G, and just sit around, and me and Sally, my girlfriend, will do a little toot, just for fun, every now and then. And I'll tell you what though, about that drink, I won't drink any tequila. Now, I might have a drink, but I won't drink tequila, because the last time I drank that tequila, I got wild on that stuff, and I beat up Sally, hit Sally, broke a car window out, and I won't do that anymore. But, that and freebasing, I will not freebase cocaine anymore. Freebasing cocaine, as far as that goes, I don't do it. Now, I take a drink, every now and then I'll have a drink, and I will smoke a little red. I'll do some toot now. I'll do a little toot. If somebody give it to me, offers it to me, I mean, it sounds polite if you don't. So I do a little toot, somebody offers it to me, but if I will not. I'll repeat, I want y'all all know this right now, because I went down there to the restaurant and at treatment center. I will not freebase cocaine. It's no longer part of my life. No, not drinking. I will have a drink. And I'll smoke some reefer. I'll smoke a couple of doobies a day, or just to get you through the day. And I'll do a little toot every now and then. Yeah, I'll get about a half a G, and just sit around, and me and Sally, my girlfriend, will do a little toot, just for fun, every now and then. And I'll tell you what though, about that drink, I won't drink any tequila. Now, I might have a drink, but I won't drink tequila, because the last time I drank that tequila, I got wild on that stuff. And
Black and indigenous people of color. Black and indigenous people of color. Lesbian, gay, bi, transgender, and queer. Lesbian, gay, bi, transgender, and queer. Asian American Pacific Islander. Asian American Pacific Islander. Latino, Hispanic, Romani, and Creole. Latino, Hispanic, Romani, and Creole. We all have a place in this world. We all have a place in this world. Black and indigenous people of color. Black and indigenous people of color. Lesbian, gay, bi, transgender, and queer. Lesbian, gay, bi, transgender, and queer. Asian American Pacific Islander. Asian American Pacific Islander. Latino, Hispanic, Romani, and Creole. Latino, Hispanic, Romani, and Creole. We all have a place in this world. We all have a place in this world. Black and indigenous.
I just want to let y'all know, man, Bradley Coleman, he was somebody, and he still is somebody.
And sir, I'm going to ask you direct it to me in the courtroom.
Yeah, y'all took my brother, my only brother. And it's only the legacy that my brother left that's stopping me from putting hands and feet on all three of y'all. I swear to God. I hate y'all.
Mr. Coleman.
Lock them up and throw away the key. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Coleman. One, excuse me. Count one, which is felony murder. Predicate act is aggravated assault. I sentence you to life without the possibility of parole.
Damn.
Count two, which is violation of Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count one. Count three, violation of Street Gang and Terrorism and Prevention Act. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count two.
Damn. Smoking his boots.
Count 10, hijacking motor vehicle. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count three. Count 11, violation of Street Gang Terrorism. One, be aware of the time frames. Anything else, Mr. Clegg? No. Okay, Mr. Collins can go with the deputies. Whoa, 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 whoa. The family of Mr. Coleman. The family of Mr. Coleman. The family of Mr. Coleman. Look at me. The family of Mr. Coleman. Honor Bradley Coleman here. Honor Brad. Be aware of the time frames.
What's up, fisherman, man? I know you get a little misty-eyed when you see these young brothers getting all this time, don't you?
This that fat white chick that was singing her stupid song will be the girlfriend of one of these fucking losers.
Black and indigenous people of color.
You just can't separate yourself from the gays and the trans though.
Right. Right. Yo, stop this shit, man. But yeah, it's black and indigenous people of color. Yeah, man, this is a damn shame, man. Being black is being gay, man. Black is gay, man.
Black is gay, 2025.
Crazy. Wow. It's been that way for a while for them, man. Let's see. Let's see what else is going on out here in these streets, man. Or Eric Adams, man.
Think about that. Think about my attorney, Alex Spira, one of the top trial attorneys in the country. Imagine him going inside saying that the only way Mayor Adams is going to assist in immigration, which I was calling for since 2022, is if you drop the charges. That's quid pro quo. That's a crime. It took her 3 weeks to report in front of her a criminal action. Come on, this is silly.
Welcome back to Sunday Night in America. DOJ dismissed corruption charges against New York Mayor Eric Adams, interim U.S. Attorney Danielle Sassoon, and other prosecutors resigned in protest. Charges are dismissed for many reasons, ranging from cooperation to evidentiary failures to simply prosecutorial discretion. So why were charges brought in the first place against Adams, and why were they dropped? Good news for the mayor, but not so much for New York Governor Kathy Hochul. She got a reminder that she is not the president. She doesn't set immigration, border, or deportation policy. She doesn't get to insulate gang members and criminals while exposing law-abiding citizens.
This is a new DOJ, and we are taking steps to protect Americans. New York has chosen to prioritize illegal aliens over American citizens. It stops today. As you know, we sued Illinois, and New York didn't listen. So now you're next.
So I'm going to be very clear in case the governor is watching. Federal law preempts state law. The left has embraced this weird kind of constitutional law, one that allows states to set policy in uniquely federal areas while allowing the feds to run policy that was left to the states.
Let's see what else is going on.
White people shit.
Yeah.
We're finding out more details in the killing of U.S. Border Patrol agent David Mayland, who was a Minnesota native. The Associated Press is reporting that the suspects in Mayland's death are connected to a cult-like group. Several murders across the country. Fox 9's Leon Purvis looks at this timeline of this investigation.
This is a complicated story, and we'll try to walk you through it. The people accused of killing David Mayland are both found to have connections to a cult-like group known online as Zizians. This group includes a lot of young, highly intelligent computer scientists who've become increasingly more violent. U.S. Border Patrol agent David Mayland was killed in a shootout after pulling over Teresa Youngblood and Felix Buckholt last month. Buckholt also died in the gunfire. The Associated Press now reporting Youngblood and Buckholt are connected to a cult-like group.
Go ahead.
These two weirdos, they actually went to the same high school that I did.
Oh, wow.
Throwing that out there.
Wow. So are you smart in computers and stuff like that?
I mean, it was a private school, so I'm not, no. But a lot of smart kids from that school, yes.
The goal of the group is not yet clear, but it all started in 2016 with an online blog by a transgender woman named Jack Lasota. It covered topics ranging from radical veganism and gender identity to artificial intelligence. The group is now tied to 6 deaths in 3 states, Vermont, Pennsylvania, and California. The suspects in Border Patrol agent David Mayland's death were recently living in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and the alleged ringleader of the group also lived in the area. That's where the landlord and neighbors now say they saw odd behavior. They had 2 box trucks parked outside with electrical cord running from one of them into their place. On January 14th, Youngblood and Buckholt checked into a hotel in Vermont. Investigators put the pair under surveillance after a hotel worker reported concerns about what they were wearing, and Youngblood had a gun. Days later, Youngblood and Buckholt were pulled over on Interstate 91 in Vermont. That's when the shootout and David Malin's death happened. Most recently, the FBI searched the North Carolina property. According to the Associated Press, investigators have offered up very little about the murder cases across the country. Border Patrol agent David Maland will be buried at Fort Snelling with full military honors on Saturday, February 22nd. In the newsroom, Leon Purvis, Fox 9.
What I'm doing here is completely legal, but scientifically difficult. This is my giant cloud rainforest floor vivarium I call Pandora, which is connected via this glass bridge to a whole other giant vivarium above, called Orcadia, simulating the rainforest's tree canopy.
That's another.
We're finding out more details.
Ants Canada, man. Let's see.
I would have hit that dude, man. I would have broken his arm. I would have broken his arm, man.
On February 7th, 2022, a student alerted deputies to a domestic incident involving his father. The investigation revealed that on February 4th, the father confronted his son about wearing makeup, leading to a physical altercation. The child reported being slapped, restrained, and pushed to the ground, leaving him with visible injuries. The mother later picked the child up from school and was questioned about the incident.
My senior and junior got into it.
They didn't get into it. He know why.
Yeah, and I told them why. Yeah, he told us why. He told us why.
My junior know he don't got no business doing what he's trying to do. And we not gonna have that. When he get out of my house, when he get 18, and he want to move out, he can make his own decisions. Because I got an 8-year-old, that's not happening.
Right. Well, can you elaborate for us? Because is it like what was it over?
You didn't tell him?
He said you were there. That's why we're wanting to talk to you.
He came home 2 days straight with makeup on.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
And we're not having that.
Yes, ma'am.
And we had already talked to him the first time. When he came on the first day with him. And really I was supposed to come in and let the fire office know, but I don't know if they could do that. I don't want him hanging around the girls.
Yes, ma'am.
But I didn't come in because I didn't know, this is high school. I don't know how far they go with the students. If they'll acknowledge that for me, keeping him from around the girls.
That's something that... Yeah, that's totally with them. We don't,
that's what I told his dad. That they probably won't. That's the reason I didn't even come in. That first day he came home with it, it was that Wednesday. I was supposed to come in that Thursday. I did it. He did it again Friday after me and his dad told him, don't, you're a boy, don't do that.
Right.
You had no business doing that. You were what you came in the world into as a boy, not no girl.
So what happened between senior and junior though? Did they get into it?
He was telling him, he pushed him and stuff, was telling him he's not that.
What else happened?
I wasn't right there. I was not right there in the bathroom at first, and you know that. And then
so dad and him got into it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yelling, screaming.
Because of that.
Oh, because him wearing makeup.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's not doing that. This is him like him. I already called and told him. Because I had,
Did it get to a point where it became physical, or?
Well, Lamite pushed him and stuff. His dad pushed him and stuff. Okay. And Lamite know he's not supposed to be doing that.
So from what we're understanding is that it was a little bit more than just pushing. I mean, listen, I'm not trying, Ms. LaRonda, I've known you a long time, and I've known you even longer.
Listen, like I said, it probably was, but I was not looking at the time.
Yes,
my back was turned.
I already told you tried breaking it up.
But when I did turn around,
let me ask you this before you answer that. When you tried to break it up, did Lomax Senior push you out?
Jeez.
21st century problems.
I'm telling you, man. Jeez.
Did he hit your son before or after your son put the lipstick on?
Unbelievable, man. Wow. Let's see.
Black and indigenous people of color.
Black and indigenous people of color.
Dude, that should be like the theme song, the opening to the Ogden Nation.
Yeah.
I just like
Co-opt it. Great idea.
just like to slap them bitches upside the head one time, man.
Man, I tell you, man. This is let's check it on.
Their entrance was met with cheers and applause. And as M23 rebels arrived at Bukavu's main square, one of their leaders promised to restore order in the region.
So this is the leader. Goddamn Basset Hound. Goddamn.
Where are they getting all this shit from?
They
like
make
all this.
it, man.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Rwanda has more money than other African countries.
Yeah, but a lot of that shit comes from Afghanistan, bro.
I bet a lot of that Ukrainian money found its way into buying stuff for these people.
Yeah. This comes from.
That Ukrainian money went everywhere, man.
These people been getting money. They've been getting their own money for eons from the United States. Africa, I mean, a lot of aid. This last night they was about to go into this city, so they ended up going into the city today.
Bukavu's main square, one of their leaders promised to restore order in the region.
This has been chaotic. You've been living like this for 60 years. 60 years is a long time. We're going to clean up the disaster left by the old regime. We know this will take time, but if we work together, it's possible.
Other parts of the city were deserted as residents sought shelter. There have also been reports of looting, with crowds ransacking businesses and warehouses, including a World Food Programme depot. These pictures reportedly show rebel militants marching into the city, coming from the region's major city of Goma, which they captured late last month. The UN estimates that about 3,000 people were killed during the capture of Goma. Bukavu, which borders Rwanda, is an important transit hub for the local mineral trade. The Congolese government has accused Rwanda of sowing chaos in the region in a bid to take control of its resources. Rwanda denies the claim. As the conflict escalates, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres asked for a diplomatic solution at an African Union summit held in Ethiopia.
In the DRC, as more cities fall, the risk of a regional war rises. It's time to silence the guns. It's time for diplomacy and dialogue.
Good luck.
The capture of Bukavu represents an unprecedented expansion of territory by M23 rebels and a great blow to Kinshasa's authority in the east. And the involvement of troops from neighboring countries have stoked fears of a broader regional war.
Jakob Kersten is from the Konrad Adenauer Foundation. I asked him what M23's ultimate goals are.
Good evening from Kinshasa. They claimed themselves that they will march until Kinshasa. So officially they want to overthrow the Congolese government in Kinshasa, which is very unrealistic for now, even though they're controlling more and more territory. They are claiming themselves they're fighting for Tutsi minority rights, and they want to, as you have seen in the report, they want to show and present themselves as a better alternative to the people in comparison with the government in Kinshasa.
As the rebels' foothold increases, what does this mean for Congo writ large?
Especially for the President Tshisekedi, it's something where he will feel more and more pressure within the country, but also from the regional powers. Until now, he excluded negotiations, direct negotiations with the M23, because he has the fear, as you know, M23 is backed by Rwanda. He has the fear that that will lead to an infiltration of the army and the administration in the DRC, because that's exactly what the M23 are asking for, integration into the Congolese administration, into the Congolese army. But the pressure within the country will increase, and the pressure on Felix Antoine Tshisekedi will increase as well.
Why isn't the Congolese army?
So big trouble in Little Africa, man. Big trouble in Big Africa. God damn. Sad, man.
The Tootsie Rolls are fighting somebody.
At least they don't have fucking fighter jets and bombers and imagine that.
Oh God, that would be terrifying. That would be horrifying.
I don't really think they would ever have a firefight with fighter jets. I think they would just kind of crash that shit into the building at the end of the runway.
Would they do better or worse than the Afghan? We all know the answer to that.
Worse.
Anybody seen that video of the in New Zealand of the natives going out there and doing that war dance at the gay pride parade?
Oh, the haka.
Yeah, they
The hawk tour.
They ran out and did the haka right and stopped the gay pride parade in New Zealand.
Wow.
Based?
Wow. See, these asylums, these people can stay right
Immigration advocates say mass deportations are adding stress for people who want to settle here illegally.
And WGN's Emmy Victor is live in the loop with the impact at immigration courts. Emmy.
Ray, asylum seekers in the Chicago area often come here to the federal building on Clark Street for court appearances. But now some families worry that they'll be deported before that process even gets started.
I'm scared, and I don't want to go back to Mexico.
A family living in Waukegan says they were terrified to come to their court appearance in Chicago today. Members of their church say they came with them to pray for their safety and help ease their fears.
Today, there are hundreds of families that have communicated with us that have fear to appear in their court hearings. And we're trying to educate them, to tell them this is very important for them to appear.
Julie Contreras says Briseida de la Cruz and her family went to the U.S.-Mexico border in 2023.
All right, Mom, you might be able to stay.
Seeking asylum. They were granted entry and given steps to follow in order to remain in the U.S. We're told the Trump administration's immigration raids have caused the family a lot of anxiety about being deported. The federal building houses the Department of Homeland Security's offices in Chicago.
Yeah, you scared? Yeah, I mean, they say you gotta go, you gotta go. They say you stay, you stay. It's really that simple. It's literally that simple.
Like, did you try to become a citizen? Did you take any steps towards that? These are questions that they
It's
don't
just funny
ask.
to me. They come up here and then they're like, Mexico, Mexico, Viva la Mexico. It's like, okay, so you're gonna go back? No. No. What exactly are you about? Like, what is your cohesive worldview then?
Yeah, these people are
Name another country on the planet where you make a phone call and it says para español a primo dos.
Yeah. I hate that, man. You gotta fight. Well, that confuses me. I'm like, what? Press 1 or 2. What the fuck? Like, what do I do? I just want to talk to a fucking operator, man. Fuck.
I agree.
Yeah, and the fact that you come to a country, and some of them will be here for 50 years and never learn a lick of English. It's fucking disrespectful. It's totally disrespectful. At least learn a fucking sentence. At least learn how to fucking say, like, thank you or some shit. Like, these motherfuckers don't know shit in English. I had a barber a couple of years ago, a Dominican barber. That motherfucker didn't know a lick of English. The motherfucker was like fucking 50 or something, 50 something. He cut my hair and he kept having to ask the other Dominican guy who knew English to translate and shit. I was like, yo, what the fuck? What's going on here?
I'm Dave Fralick. Thanks for watching this edition of the Fox 7 Austin Crime Watch digital exclusive. We're taking a look at some of the crime stories making recent headlines in our area and across the state. We begin in Austin, where police say in a targeted robbery, a man was shot and killed in November 2024.
Salute to Deluxe 247, aka Cal Ripken, aka the real MVP, coming through once again. Black History Month. We're celebrating Black History Month. Take the $7 challenge in support of Black History Month, man.
Morning.
What's up? How's everything?
Black and indigenous people.
Yeah,
Keep it going.
It's annoying because my train is in like 40 minutes and that's going to be stuck in my head all day.
Right. That's the hit.
But no, I agree with KB or whoever said it. Like, you need to cut that and just use it either at the end of the show or something. Or when the fuckery really begins, that you need to just have that tagline.
Yeah, drop. I need to get some drops. I gotta get my drop machine. Somebody hook it up to my drops. I had a little drop thing, but it's like it's too complicated to figure out. But whatever, man. I do it one day.
Suspects were reportedly after cash and a diamond-encrusted watch. Now investigators are sharing how they tracked down those 6 suspects. Fox 7 Austin's Angela Shen has more.
6 suspects are behind bars for the murder of 20-year-old Xavier Jones Sr. Police say on November 25th, 2024, he was shot to death at an apartment complex on East Wansley Drive in North Austin. Police say the suspects shot through the sliding glass door, assaulted Jones's girlfriend, and pointed a gun at a child. They stole money and a watch from Jones. According to the affidavit, Jones had posts on social media of him holding cash and a diamond-encrusted Cartier watch, and another.
So, and that led to 6 motherfuckers going to jail. And the girl, she probably gonna get the less time. But look at this shit. This was a good catch. We got 6 of them in one for one crime, man.
Efficient.
This was a score, man. God damn it, man.
Xavier Jones Sr.
Right.
Police say on November 25th, 2024, he was shot to death at an apartment complex on East Wansley Drive in North Austin. Police say the suspects shot through the sliding glass door, assaulted Jones's girlfriend, and pointed a gun at a child. They stole money and a watch from Jones. According to the affidavit, Jones had posts on social media of him holding cash and a diamond-encrusted Cartier watch, and another of him buying a diamond grill for his mouth. The estimated value of the items was $50,000. John Willard was the planner and leader of the robbery, but he had a GPS tracking device, so he brought up the idea to his gang associates.
So he's the mastermind, but he couldn't do it because he's on ankle monitor. Look at this, straight up his nostrils, man. God damn. So he recruited some other gang members to do the job. Niggas are demons, man. They see you post something online and they just start plotting on taking your shit.
His gang associates, Judah Wren Forbes, Lawrence Jones, Corey Keyser, and Cameron Perkins. They planned for 2 weeks and started spying. Lawrence Jones's girlfriend, Rihanna Farias, drove them to the apartment. All are between 20 and 22 years old.
It was some type of gang association that was very broad, what I'd call more of like a hybrid model. These individuals just really floated around with someone with some type of organized activity.
A Crime Stoppers tip got the ball rolling on who the suspects were. Investigators spent the next 2 months building up cases.
We assist with data gathering, analysis of open source information to include social media, and any kind of street intelligence that we can get through confidential informants and other sources. We conduct covert surveillance in cars that do not look like police cars and in clothing that does not look like police clothing.
Then on January 29th and 30th,
Why do you
they
need to
picked
tell
all
them
of
all
them
that?
up.
We began in the early morning hours and systematically
Transparency.
arrested one person,
This is
executed
where
a
we
search
park,
warrant,
and
moved on to the
this is
next,
where we
executed
watch.
a search.
Yeah, I guess they
I
want to
wouldn't.
make
I wouldn't
sure.
say shit about none of that shit.
I guess they don't want to make sure they don't get a mistrial.
Search warrant, moved on to the next.
APD says 5 of the 6 suspects were out on bond. The 6th was already in jail for an unrelated crime.
It's
5 of the 6 motherfuckers were out on bond. That's insane. The other one was fucking in jail when they had to round them up. Jesus Christ. Send all these motherfuckers to.
The 6th was already in jail for an unrelated crime.
It's challenging for me being on the inside. It's a drop in the bucket to the gentlemen and the men and women of the department that have to go out and risk their lives to apprehend these people for a second time.
Yvonne Jones, Xavier's mother, released a statement that reads in part, "We believe in the DA and are putting all of our trust in him that he will do everything in his power and will, that none of these suspects will ever walk free again in life. They should have never been free on bond, considering all of the heinous crimes they have committed." It goes on to say, "What happened to my son was not called for because 6 criminals just wanted a watch, one in which not all 6 of them could wear at one time. This was an act of a bigger reason and cause." Angela Shen, Fox 7 Austin News.
Police in Elgin are investigating a double murder. Authorities say they were called on a welfare check in a home on East 11th back on February 11th. When they entered the house, they found 2 people dead. Investigators say this was an isolated incident and there's no threat to the public. The identities of the 2 people who died have not yet been released. An Austin area man is facing charges for painting swastikas and profanity on property around Travis County over an 11-month period. Authorities say he's been involved in more than 40 reported incidents. Fox 7 Austin's Meredith Aldis has that story.
More than 40 times, Paul Zagara used spray paint to depict swastikas, profanities, and other hate.
What is this guy?
Doesn't look very Aryan himself.
God damn it.
Melungeon?
Looks Melungeon.
It's one of Wicked's people, man.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Zeke Island sheep. Zeke Island sheep, fool.
It's one of Wicked's people, man. Them white supremacist hombritos.
Wow.
In western Travis County, according to authorities.
You know, not only does it intimidate, and not only is it hurtful to the Jewish community and the memory that symbol has about the Holocaust and the death of millions of Jews, but it just spits on the legacy of the troops in the United States who served to defeat that kind of evil.
Court documents
And
say the
defend
incidents
Israel?
happened between March and the end of December in Lakeway Bee Cave in unincorporated parts of the county. The graffiti was reportedly seen on utility poles, signs, mirrors inside public bathrooms, parking garages, homes, sports complexes, the community library, fences, garage doors, and vehicles.
It's just not the right message, not the message that we want to have here in the Austin area.
Zagara is facing charges of criminal mischief and graffiti causing financial loss, about $9,000 worth so far.
We just encourage them to try this as a hate crime because we feel pretty strongly that this is sending a message of hate.
The Travis County Sheriff's Office says they're actively investigating a graffiti case involving a vehicle belonging to District Judge Jan Soifer, who presides over civil and family law cases in Travis County. Zagara could be a possible suspect and face additional charges. In 2023, the Anti-Defamation League recorded 63 incidents of anti-Semitic assault, vandalism, and harassment, a more than 40% increase compared to the year before. The official audit of anti-Semitic incidents for 2024 hasn't been released yet, but
Preliminarily, it looks like we're going to have another record year of anti-Semitic incidents, hate incidents generally from white supremacist groups.
Kurz says anti-Semitism needs to be addressed.
If we're going to bring these levels of hate down across the board, we need to engage with each other in a more civil way, productive way.
How
Not
about
not through
no?
social media, not through talking at others.
You're wasting your
Meredith Alden,
time.
Fox 7 Austin News.
A man accused of stabbing a homeless man to death and setting fire to an encampment in South Austin has been ordered in order to destroy evidence, is now behind bars. 32-year-old Thomas Gonzalez faces charges of first-degree murder and evidence tampering. The Lone Star Fugitive Task Force tracked him down in January. Austin police say he killed 50-year-old Jonathan Salas at a homeless encampment on Nelms Drive. Detectives are also exploring Gonzalez's connection to a 2022 homicide, which was previously dismissed. In a matter of hours, 2 French bulldogs were stolen in different parts.
Oh, man.
How funny would it be if the next Hitler was a Mexican?
Very funny.
You know, a lot of them Nazis went down to Argentina, man. You never know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Hey, before I get off, man, Pantheon, man, you need to bring your ass over to America, man. Come live in rural North Carolina, man. It's time to get. It's time to get out.
Did you get your shots?
I'm shooting my shot, man. Pantheon.
Do you have your passport?
Yeah.
Oh my! I have my passport, of course.
Pan-
I did want to live in the US a few years ago.
Pantheon,
but not
come on,
quite so much anymore.
Come rural North Carolina with the vet, man. Come on, man.
You don't know what Pantheon. Hey, hold on. You don't know what Pantheon. But Pantheon could look like that rapper.
She could talk.
I could be an absolute troll. Who knows?
I don't care. You got
Yeah.
you got a great voice.
Yeah.
I get some sleep every night if you just talk me to sleep, young lady.
You could. We don't know what Pantheon looks like. Pantheon could look
Hey,
like.
it's more than looks, man. That woman's got
Okay.
and a golden voice, man.
Well, with me, it ain't more than looks. I need looks too. Now, I ain't saying you gotta be goddamn.
Shallow how?
You ain't gotta be a model or nothing, but goddamn, can a brother get a little bit of looks?
You're shallow how? All right,
And listen, we understand, Pantheon. We know that you're a troll, but we don't want to. We're not against trolls. We're not racist against trolls, man. You know, what are you, 3 feet tall?
I'm 5'10", darling. 5'10".
Man, look at that woman.
How much do you weigh? How much do you weigh? 500.
That shall not be said.
Huh?
No.
Does it start with a 1 or a 2 or a 3?
I don't need a what do you call it, sectional to sit down. Can guarantee that.
Nah,
so you're 5'10". You're 5'10". What? 5'10". What? If you don't mind, let's ask you.
Oh, I haven't even checked.
She's about 135. Sexy as.
If I was 135, I'd be anorexic.
She'd be a stick.
Yeah. She's 5'10". She's like a WNBA player.
She's sexy. Come to Carolina, woman. I love you. Y'all have a good evening.
Like the way the UK is going, who knows? We may all end up stateside. That's what I'm
get over here, girl.
Persistent.
So you're 5'10", and you're let's just say you're healthy, or are you just normal, regular, athletic build? Or
no, I used to do. Well, I mean, it's the typical something, isn't it? I used to do athletics when I was much younger. I used to do everything, tennis, running, everything.
Okay, walking, all that stuff. So you're just you're a normal size.
Yeah.
Okay. Normal size. Okay. So hey, man, that's a good start. Maybe one day we get you to cam up, Pantheon.
She's better than brown sugar, at least.
Yeah, brown sugar is married though. Pantheon's not married, right?
Memphis, mammy, community and computer and all that other crap.
You're not married, right, Pantheon?
No.
So Pantheon's single, so she could cam up one day, man. What about that? Would you cam up one day?
Probably not. Just keep the mystery going, isn't it?
Oh man.
How do you look in comparison to these giant busty women Ox been looking at on his Instagram account.
The Coke bottle women.
Hey, he was hacked.
Yeah, I was hacked.
I was trying to get suffocated out here.
Yeah, I was hacked, man. That shit is wrong. So you're gonna keep the mystery going, huh?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh wow. I tried for you guys. I tried to help you guys out, man. Tried to help you guys out. I know you guys wanna see what Pantheon looks like, man. But so far no
Court.
dice, man. Maybe
Someone in the chat says she could be a dude for all we know.
Oh wow.
Definitely not. But
I wouldn't bet on
How
it.
would we know? How would we know?
Oh, that's true. That's true.
You know,
Like I don't know.
Definitely.
You all act like women don't have deep voices in America. I know you have your California like drawl.
No,
Like that nasal, like, oh my god, like you have that.
Yeah.
But women do have deep voices.
No, we're not. I don't think the deep voices. There's anything wrong with a deep voice. I just think that saying definitely not is the wrong word because you can't say definitely if you never came up. So just say you're not, but not definitely not.
Woman, I am a woman. That's all there is to it.
And maybe I'm a
okay.
chick.
You identify as a woman. Okay, she identifies as a woman.
I
guys.
don't need to identify. I am. There's no identifying.
Wow. You guys, man, you guys are gonna have to one day maybe Pantheon will cam up for you guys one day, maybe. Yeah, that's on you guys, man. You gotta be nice, man. Or I don't know what it is. Maybe she likes it rough. Maybe she likes dudes that treat her bad or treat her
Good God,
rough.
that's a bit much for a Monday morning.
And treat her rough. She likes guys that she likes guys that treat her rough. So I don't know. I guess we'll see, man. But you know what? You know what though, Pantheon? I will say this though. That guy right there, if you down south, man, them down south dudes, man, they know how to treat a woman, man. You get you a down south guy, got a nice job as a trucker, man. He'll buy you anything, man. So you got you might want to DM old what's his name? Who was that guy's name that was just on here?
Rudy.
Rudy, yeah, Rudy, yeah. You might want to give Rudy a chance, man. Those down south guys in America, man, they really know how to treat women. So I know he's a little rough around the edges, but don't cast him off. You know what I'm saying? Give him a chance. You never know. Love connection, man. You never know, man.
Well, I guess it is still February and Valentine's period, isn't it? So
it's in the spirit of things.
You never know, man. You never know. Never know where you find love, man. Let's see. What else is going on? Let's see this one.
Release a new photo showing Kansas City sports reporter Adon Manzano. It shows him with Danette Colbert together at his Kenner Hotel before his death. Manzano's toxicology results are pending, but Kenner police are investigating the possibility that Colbert drugged him.
And now a previous victim of Colbert tells Chris Welty he feels a sense of guilt in Manzano's death.
November 5th, 2021. David Butler leaves his renovation project and heads to the French Quarter for a drink to unwind. While out, he says he met Danette Colbert and another person around.
Pantheon, is that you?
no, it's not. Just to help you out. I know, I guess guys don't really buy makeup, but women will know. But I am anything under caramel. Like if you go to a shop and say caramel, that is my shade.
Okay. Would you say this is a good looking woman?
I mean, she's not a troll. I think she needs some sleep and some makeup and some sunlight.
Okay.
One the next morning.
They were just standing kind of around outside talking with some other people and asked me if I wanted to go in and have a drink. And I was like, sure.
Butler says he left his first drink on the table when he went to order a second round.
When I started on my second drink, like I started feeling very strange just within a matter of minutes, like woozy. I felt like the world around me was just going dark, and I knew that there was something really wrong.
Butler says he knew he needed to get home. He says,
How about that, Pantheon?
The pictures are getting worse.
That's a creature.
Jeez. Wow.
as Colbert followed him out and offered him a ride. He says she loaded him into an SUV.
At that point, like my decision-making abilities were significantly impaired.
Butler says the next day his cell phone and wallet were missing. Despite feeling drugged, Butler did not go to the hospital. Instead, he began checking his finances.
There were multiple emails that showed cryptocurrency funds were transferred out of my bank account.
Wow.
And I later learned that Danette had used my biometrics to access my iPhone whenever I was incapacitated. And that's how she unlocked the phone.
Butler says Colbert stole a total of $134,000, some from his retirement account, the rest
Wow.
through credit card charges.
Yo, I will give her that. Yo, she ain't no small time chump.
In one night. That's insane.
She stole $134,000. That's greed, man. She should have just took her winnings and went home. She was still out there hunting, man. That's why she ran into the reporter and killed him.
It's amazing how stupid some people are, though. This guy's a retard.
Drink? I mean, he took a drink at the bar, man, with a chick. That was
No, you don't. No. I would have smelled that from a mile away.
He's a tourist, right?
I said he was working on a development project.
You think so? A lot of people think that they're scam proof, but no.
He sounds gliding. It sounds like he wanted some brown sugar for the night, not brown sugar.
Yeah. When you out here fishing, hunting, or just on the town, yeah, man. Some girl comes up.
No, I ain't leaving my drink at a bar in New Orleans.
Oh yeah. I mean,
the drink thing is crazy.
That's retarded.
Yeah.
Butler says the funds went to a crypto account with a unique username, which led him to Colbert's public Facebook page. Butler then contacted NOPD.
When I met with Miss Colbert and her associate, I mean, there was no mention of prostitution. There was nothing that seemed inappropriate or out of the ordinary in that realm.
Eventually, Colbert was caught, and last October, a jury found her guilty of theft, computer fraud, and illegal transmission of monetary funds. Colbert escaped jail time when Orleans criminal court judge Nandy Campbell suspended Colbert's sentence, granting her probation, and ordered her to pay restitution. Butler says he pushed for jail time and wrote Judge Campbell expressing dismay at Colbert's lenient sentence. Butler read part of his letter.
Why was someone with such a history of endangering lives given yet another chance? If someone dies due to her actions in the future, their blood will undeniably be on the hands of those who allowed her to escape real accountability today.
According to Kenner Police, Colbert was booked on similar charges in Vegas and Jefferson Parish. Fox 8 legal analyst Joe Raspani says it's unclear if the judge knew Colbert's criminal history before sentencing.
Shut the fuck up. How the fuck did the judge not know the person's criminal history? Come on.
Judge acted appropriately. It went to trial. The jury found her guilty of a misdemeanor theft and a low-level felony computer fraud. The judge did not sentence her to jail, but I think that was an appropriate sentence based upon what the jury of her peers found her guilty of.
Kenner Police also say Colbert may be connected to a December 2024 death at a French Quarter hotel. Butler believes if Colbert were behind bars, Kansas City sports reporter Adon Mazzano might be alive.
I feel a tremendous amount of guilt because I did everything I feel like I could have done to try to get her put away, and it didn't happen.
Orleans Criminal Court Judge Nandy Campbell did not respond to our request for comment. Orleans Parish District Attorney Jason Williams also declined comment. Tomorrow, a judge will hear the Orleans DA's motion to revoke Colbert's probation. Right now, she's held in Jefferson Parish.
Jeez.
Release a new photo showing.
You know what? This is just me being slow on a Monday morning. It's just taken me to to the end of this clip to realize that was the same woman. I thought it was two different women.
Oh wow! No, that's just
the difference a wig makes. Christ.
Yeah, wig is a motherfucker, boy. That's why the women love them things so much. It's sorcery.
Yeah, hair extensions.
Oh wow! What's this? What is this?
Situated Tandem Road near Silent.
That's another thing. Let's see.
I don't have time now, but I recorded a video of you, for you of just showing like how many desert demons there are on Oxford Street, which is essentially like Fifth Avenue. And I had said last time that they have their Sharia like music blasting out by Selfridges. So I'd recorded it, I think it was Thursday or Friday. So I'll try
What
and
is Sharia? What does Sharia music say? Like,
Sorry?
what are they saying in the lyrics?
No, they're Islamic music.
Oh, it's just
But
instrumental.
it was literally at the corner of Selfridges, which is it's basically the second Harrods, one of our top department stores. And it's just to indicate how close it is and how much they've infiltrated even just our shopping district.
Wow. That is crazy. Yikes.
1, 2, 3. We love you, Kamari.
In the sky over Martin University tonight, the balloons celebrate the life of 23-year-old Kamari Hunt, but are also a visual reminder that the people who took his life still have not been caught. At a vigil Saturday night, his mother is pleading for answers.
I'm very upset. I'm angry. I'm hurt. I'm confused. I want my son. But what I can do, what you all can help us do, is get justice for Kamari Hunt.
On January 31st, Hunt was shot and killed in a West Side apartment complex near 34th and Moeller. It happened in broad daylight. In the days since his death, his mother, Kamika, has learned that there are witnesses and says someone knows who targeted, ambushed, and killed her son.
And all I can ask for is to call the police, call anonymously, call me personally, call his father personally. We just want a name.
At 23 years old, Kamari was already extremely accomplished, earning a full ride scholarship for football in his sophomore year of high school. He was a mentor. He was a future psychologist who was scheduled to graduate from Martin University this spring with his bachelor's degree, alongside his father, Cameron Hunt, who is graduating with his second master's degree. He says his son never had a single enemy, but left a legacy that was plenty to be jealous of.
Jealousy comes in when you begin to see what it is and how it is. And I think they took his life too soon, and they took it just right before he can be able to say he's going to be a positive member inside of this community. I really do. So yes, if the target was on his back, I could see that.
While the investigation into how Kamari died continues, the legacy of the way he lived will continue too. Evolve International, where Kamari was a mentor, will now present an Exemplary Leadership Award in his name.
If you knew Kamari, you knew he always had your back. He always would be there. He was always one call away. He was always smiling at you in the corner or just cracking a joke. And it hurts that they took that away from me.
In Indianapolis, Cameron Riddle, Fox 59 News.
Tonight, LMPD has arrested a man in connection to a deadly shooting in the Algonquin neighborhood. Police say Charles Miles is facing multiple charges, including murder. In September of 2024, police responded to a shooting at an apartment building on Moore Court. That's where police say Jamal Churn was shot. He was taken to the hospital where he died. Miles is currently in jail at Metro Corrections.
Why would you give a dog that gun?
Tonight, LMPD has arrested.
You muted. We can't hear what you're saying.